on your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell out before you blow up a plane.
30 seconds remaining.
But you know, it's good thing to say I dabbled in stand-up, so I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt.
I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Chrissie Mayr podcast. Good evening, Monday evening. Please like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And you can listen to this podcast all over the place. Spotify, SoundCloud, Rumble, Rockfin, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. We're not on Facebook anymore, are we? Maybe to sell used furniture. I have a wonderful guest with me this evening, but before I bring him on, I have a couple of stand-up dates to promote. Also, thank you to everybody who came out to Fort Wayne, Indiana this past weekend. Really, really fun. I saw my boy, Front Porch Conservative. He came out to a show with his new girlfriend. Very cute. Gonzo, a lot of fun characters. A lot of people from the fellowship, the FNT fellowship out in the crowd. Always good to see those guys. And yeah, just an awesome crowds for the early and the late show. I mean, late show crowd was better, but the first show crowd was bigger, so it evens out. Anyway, so fun. Fort Wayne, Indiana, the most fun, the coolest. Tomorrow, April 1st, I'll be in Hartford, Connecticut at the Hartford Funny Bone with Jimmy Dore. May 17th in Mount Kisco, that's up here in Westchester, New York at Jazz on Main. August 8th and 9th at the Brokerage in Long Island. October 18th at Crackpots Comedy Club in Massillon, Ohio. For tickets, go to my website, chrissiemayr.com. Yes. Today's guest, oh my goodness. I've had his musical brother on a few times. He is an internet visionary. He is a longtime innovator in the video game space. He is the host of the Sidescrollers podcast, which you can watch Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time right here on YouTube with his producer Blabs and a rotating cast of interesting people from the internet. Welcome to the show, Mr. Stuttering Craig. Oh my goodness.
Hey, first I want to thank you for, there we go.
Thank you. You know, it's really, I should have sound effects at this point. I mean, I have a stream deck. I have the things.
This is the one we use the most on the show. That's the best one by far.
Well, guess what? I don't even need a sound effect for that. I just let him rip.
Let him go. Let's go.
I have one microphone in my mouth and one down there.
Just one ready to let go at any time, huh?
Yeah. How unladylike of me. You know what? I'm a changed woman. I'm a mom now. We were talking about parenting before the show went live, and it's like you said the smartest thing. You were like, you have your life before kids, and then you have your life after, and it's just
your life.
It's like it's a completely new chapter.
Yeah. It's. I truly feel like everything that happened prior to my kids was like cool, great stories, awesome. Now the fun begins, and it's that's what I don't understand. Like everybody who complains about children, like has never had a kid. You know, they never had one, and a lot of times it's just single white women in their early 20s who are like, I can't.
It's a cope. It is a cope because they're like, shit, am I going to regret this? You know what? Let me be on the offensive and just say, like that Chappelle Roan pop star chick. We were talking about this on Simcast. She's like, I've just never met anyone who's happy with kids. if they're 3 and under, I've just never, it's like, who are you even friends with that has, and you're young. And I remember being young and cynical and thinking I would never want kids. And then the brainwashing sort of wore off, and I was like, oh shit, I think I will very much regret not doing this. So I feel so lucky and blessed that like I was able to have like a amazing, perfect little boy. Who knows if there's more, if there's not, it's still, he's the best thing ever. So
I'll tell you this, we got 2 girls, and both times we thought we were having boys. And I grew, if you watch me in my early career, I was pretty brash. And as my girls were introduced to me, they totally softened me up. But I think it's going to happen the other way around with you, where with boys, I think they're going to harden you up even further because boys.
I'm a cool boy mom now.
Oh, yeah, true.
Constantly covered in dirt, sports equipment.
Yeah.
And, he eats so much. Him at almost 12 months old, I think he ate more than I did today. I'm blown away at how much food this kid can like put away, but he's got to be doing a growth spurt soon.
Give it 10 years. Give it 12 years. I'm telling you right now, when he will eat you out of house.
Oh, we know it. Like we have a 14-year-old, and then sometimes he has his friend over who's 16, and they eat so much food.
And you're just like, gross. And don't you just kind of envy it? You really
I don't think it's gross. I think it's great when you've got like, you want to get rid of leftovers, or you don't want to have leftovers.
Right.
Go. No, eat. And that they're burning it off. Like, I can't eat like that. Shit. I already got to lose this baby weight.
I think that's one of the biggest things with so I'm 6'4", and I weighed in high school like 150 pounds, right?
Wow. Okay.
Bones, right? Like I looked like a skeleton, and I could eat anything I wanted, right? Pretty much all the way up until I was about 30 years old. I could just eat. And now I'm 43, and it has to be a total mentality shift. Even tonight, I struggled with it, right? So we've been doing this like fasting thing where we fast for like 36 hours, then we eat for
36.
Oh yeah, it's not that hard. It's pretty, like the first day is pretty tough, and then that
then you get over it.
But even tonight, like we had pasta night, so we had a little Italian food, and we had pizza, and like I know I shouldn't have that slice of pizza, but at one time in my life, I could eat as much pizza as I wanted, and like I spent more time being able to eat whatever I wanted in my life than having to not. So I'm still like, there's still times where I'm like, stop eating the food. You don't stop eating the food. And that's how you end up 25 pounds overweight.
Is that where you're at now?
Yeah.
You don't look it, girl. You look good. That's why we do a shoulder up.
That's right. That's right.
Ain't nobody got to see what's going on underneath this camera here.
That's right.
Yeah, I feel you. I just did a show I was talking about in Indiana, and sometimes the host or people on the show, they'll take photos of the crowd. Oh, great turnout. Oh, great show. And I saw some of these photos that the host took, and it's like, okay, I could either become suicidal or I could come up with a game plan. I think mentally in my head, I was giving myself like a year to be fat with baby weight. And now it's like, okay, the party's over.
Well, I'll tell you, question about, I'm very curious. I've never been a stand-up comic. I've had friends who have done the stand-up comedy thing, but like as somebody who is a pro, do you know these venues before you go to them? Or is it part of like is it, you have somebody who books them for you, or like, do you just kind of go to them and hope they're awesome?
Yeah. Okay. So there's many answers to this question. If you are like a household name with management, you get booked at basically like all the biggest and best clubs. And a lot of times these clubs are chains, like the Funny Bones are a chain. Whoever owns Levity Live, I think also owns like Gotham Comedy Club in New York City. Like there are other examples. I can't think of them right now. But in that sense, like they sometimes only book comedians from certain management. So, and a lot of times management, their big guy that they rep will be like Matt Rife or something. And then
Right.
let's say they've got a lower guy like Joe Schmo that they also rep. So when they do deals with these clubs, they'll be like, okay, well, you obviously want like a Matt Rife, but here's part of the deal. You book him and throw in Joe Schmo. Give Joe Schmo a weekend. And that's how a lot of times you might see comics that are like newer, or maybe if you don't think they're as good, you'd be like, well, how'd they get booked at this place? It's
Right.
sometimes management can like deal that out for you.
Mhm.
I don't have management. I really go like wherever they'll have me. And I've come to actually like the smaller, more random venues that I've done, like an Elks Lodge in Pasadena, or like a Mason building, like a Mason Lodge, or a bachelorette party, or like random kind of like bars. Like if there's a microphone, I'm down. Like I'm not somebody who's like, oh, this venue is not good enough for me. If
Awesome.
it's a room full of people, like game on. That's it's almost kind of funnier to do it at like the I don't know, like lower venues.
Well, so we're gonna do some events this year, and I don't know if we'll have the opportunity to do any stand up, but if we have a stage, we got to get you booked for those.
Ooh, where are you thinking of having it?
Oh, they're gonna be in Dallas. Yeah.
I like Dallas.
That's good.
Yeah,
place.
the Hyenas Club at Dallas is one of my favorites. They're great.
That's one of my regrets. I didn't get a chance to go. I don't remember why I couldn't make it, but I was like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna go see Chrissie.
Oh,
And you
that's
came out. I wasn't
okay.
able. I know, and it's stuck in the back of my
Oh,
jaw or whatever for
well,
the
if you
so,
if I can't do it, definitely get Lila Hart on. It sounds like I said Lila Hart on. She lives in Dallas, and she's hilarious, and she's been touring with the Micro Maiden, so she's really gotten sharp. She's got a ton of stage time. Anyway, did I answer your question? Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of times, like when you book your own, you kind of have to make your own like press kit in a sense,
Oh, sure.
when you're pitching yourself to these venues, being like, okay, here's all what I do. Here's all about how many viewers I get, like to give them a sense of what kind of people you could pull in. And then you kind of go from there. You figure out, deals. Are you going to do a door deal? Are you going to get a percentage of the door? Are you going to get a flat rate?
Right.
Is it one show a night? Is it 2 shows a night?
I'm fascinated by the world of comedy. I really am. It's a you got to be pretty damn tough to get into the business that you're in, and you got to be, it's like all entertainment, I suppose. You got to be used to that rejection. You got to be used to be able to take it on the chin and keep moving on and stuff. But
Same as porn. You got to be able to take it on the chin and move on.
Gotta get in.
The industries are so much alike. That's what I love about comedy. It's like really anybody can get in. There's no like interview process. You just start going to open mics, and then like just don't. And then 10, 15 years later, maybe you'll end up somewhere.
Maybe possibly. There's a like 1 to 2% chance you may make it.
You may.
Right.
Yeah. You have to think of it as having AIDS, like, like, hey, the comedy bug, I will never be cured from it. So just, AIDS is very livable now. And that's how I feel about being a comedian. You you can live.
I love somehow the analogy of AIDS as being a stand-up comedian. So we got there. It's good. Thank you.
I'm LOL positive. Oh boy. How corny.
I don't have a sound effect for a gun cocking.
Slagless. Wow, super chats already. You shouldn't have. Thank you for the 10.
Hey,
Hi, Chrissy.
What's the record? Because we're gonna hit it tonight. We're gonna break
the record of super chats?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We're gonna break it.
No, stop.
Yes. Let's get out of here. We're gonna break it.
Stop it. Schismus. Right. I can't say your last name. Slagless. Hi, Chrissy. Hi, Craig. A big comic book creator just filed charges against a critic of his. He's done this to 2 people now. Would you guys go after people who laugh at you online?
No, I get laughed at every day.
I like it. I would. The goal is for me to have people laugh at me online.
Well, people get mad at me for we have people who are mad at me for whatever reason, because you don't align with exactly what they think of you or exactly. But here's the thing. I've been online for almost 20 years now. So I think I'm a pretty damn open book at this point. Like anything that I've said, it's been tracked and well chronicled. Right. So,
yeah.
But yeah, people laugh at me every day. And you know what the best thing about it is? is they're talking about me. They're talking
Yes.
about us. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Whether they're hating or they're loving, it doesn't matter. They're still talking, and I'm totally fine with it. The best thing, my online strategy when it comes to content in general is post and ghost. When my X account, I post it, I mute it, I forget about it. And every once in a while I go back and check.
Set it and forget it.
Yeah, exactly. And like right now I'm seeing a little uptick in the heat from people who you're familiar with Grums?
Yes, I think I follow him.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know what he does, but I enjoyed his Twitter enough to follow him.
Right, exactly. And
He's like comic book adjacent, right?
he's video game adjacent.
Okay.
Right. So there's controversy around him, but like I think that the controversy is that he took a lot of money from a Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign.
What's a lot?
Well, it depends who you ask, right? Some people say it's like $600,000. And other people say it's like $80,000, right? I don't know, right? I don't know, but I look at him as like a consolidator of information. He does like a libs of TikTok, right? Except in the game.
An aggregator.
Right. Yeah. He consolidates, aggregates, right? And I think he does a pretty good job, but like I can separate those two things. People are like, how can you separate this? It's like, well, I follow his account. I don't like, whatever, right? And by the way, what I'm saying right now will definitely be clipped by somebody who is watching because they hate that. Like I said, I don't even say I like the guy. I just follow him, and I appreciate that he is a good aggregator of content, right? But the fact that I haven't condemned all this stuff, it's like, okay, so people watch this and they'll clip it or whatever.
Because people love whenever there's a drama, you have to be on one side or the other. You can't just be like, I'm not going to participate in the drama. Or you can't just be like, I'm going to wait till I can read all the information. No, it's like West Side Story.
Right.
Are you with the Bloods or the Crips?
And the beautiful thing about it is people who really, really hate him or hate whatever it is you're talking about. They, if you're like, look, the other day I made the cardinal sin of being like, I just don't care enough. And people are like, oh, how do you not care about the gamers?
You must care.
It's like, I do care about the gamers. I just don't care about you. Like you sound like the people who are upset at Elon Musk or Trump right now, or do you know about this? And it's like, then they go, well, you need to get educated about it. It's like, how pretentious does that sound when somebody says that?
At the end of the day, it's like, are you providing for your family? Are you there for the people in your life that love you and that you love? That's really it. That's kind of the most important. Everything else is like, eh.
Yeah. I mean, really, exactly. And that kind of mirrors what kind of the transition we're going through on Sidescrollers. If I can take that opportunity to talk.
Yes, what a great segue.
It's like I host a podcast for a living. Yeah. But we've felt that, right? We felt this kind of shift in culture really since November, right? And this is going to sound really like Sidescrollers is a fairly centrist show, right? I would say that it's fairly centrist. It leans a little right from a fiscal standpoint, right? Like we know what a man is, we know what a woman is, right? And that's like our cardinal sin, right?
Which means you're alt-right.
Yes, exactly. Crazy alt-right. But we have felt this shift, right? And now that there's two genders as put in by the government, right? We felt like if we're constantly complaining about this stuff, we're going to eventually sound like we're just complaining, and we don't want to be complaining. So we're starting to shift our content. This is Sidescrollers Plus right here. Thank you for showing that. But so we have a premium platform now, which is great. But the biggest thing is that we're actually producing new shows for the first time in 2 years. So we have this new show that's premiering tomorrow called Blabs Versus. And the premise is really simple. Take Blabs, who is the producer of our show. She is a Gen Z gamer. And by gamer, I mean she doesn't play games at all. It's like she never played Mario Brothers. She's never played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Never played any of these old school classics that shaped an entire generation. And more or less, we're going to make her play. And then we try to help her through it while also going
That's
insane.
good.
It's super fun. And then on Thursday, which a show I would love to have you on, is a show called Nerd Duel. And it's a trivia show, which I think has an opportunity to do pretty well. But it's
how come you don't want to call it Sword Fight?
Well, Well, we thought about the logo and just having two guys going back and forth at each other.
Helicoptering each other.
But this is like Jeopardy. It's like Jeopardy crossed with Mario Party crossed with Mortal Kombat.
Oh, fun.
And it's really fun. We've shot 2 episodes so far, and we're shooting 2 more on Wednesday, but it premieres on Thursday. So we'll have several episodes in the can. And so every week is new personalities from around the internet. They're all getting together to find out who the biggest nerd is. Then we're going to do a big tournament of champions and a tournament of losers at the end of the year, which is going to be great. So we'll take who suck the most and bring them back.
Yes, tournament of suck. Okay,
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So so we're feeling the shift, and we just kind of wanted to get back to fun this year, if that makes sense, so
that is great.
Yeah, so the podcast isn't going anywhere, but we just wanted to bring a little bit more fun to the video game space. So it's pretty exciting to kind of see that shift happening, and hopefully we're a little bit ahead of the curve as far as adjusting to it.
So you'll then have 3 regular shows.
We're adding a 4th as well, but we initially said it was going to be in April, but I think we're gonna let these first 2 breathe before we do the other one. The other show is a edited show called What If, and it's like an alternate reality show where we take things that happen in like the video game, movie, entertainment space, and see, like, for instance, like what if instead of the 80s, Sega won instead of Nintendo, right? And how would like the butterfly effect of all that, right? Would PlayStation exist today? Would Xbox exist today? So it's the total butterfly effect of like these small decisions that were made that could have changed the course of history and video games and whatever it is we want to talk about. So
I had a Sega Genesis. I had the Indiana Jones game, and he would like travel around via his whip. Like he'd be like, and then just swing around. I had Sonic the Hedgehog. That might have been it. Maybe I had one more game, and then I would go to the neighbor boy's house and play with and blow on their Nintendo when it wouldn't work.
Nice. Did you like how old were you when you were playing the Genesis?
I don't remember. Could it? I don't. That's a really good. Well, I don't know.
Single digits, double digits.
How do I not remember this? I mean, it couldn't. Could I have been playing in middle school?
Well, the Genesis was like at its peak from like 89 to like 94, 93.
Okay.
94.
Oh, okay. Really? Okay. So in 94, I would have been 11. So
yeah,
less than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not
9, 11. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Wow.
Well, we definitely need to get you booked for Nerd Duel because it's fun. It's good stuff.
Okay. How exciting. Would you do like what if like Disney didn't buy Star Wars, that kind of thing?
1000%. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And like, the whole idea is like just put together a hypothetical and put together different timelines for if this happened, then why would this, then, what would happen with this and how would this happen if Disney didn't buy Star Wars? Would George Lucas make a new movie? Would there have been another trilogy or whatever? And if not, what would happen if George Lucas died? In that situation, I think the idea is we'd go past current day into 20 years from now, 30 years from now, or whatever, right? Would Geeks and Gamers exist? would Nerdrotics exist? Would Gary's exist? Would this other form of pop culture exist on YouTube? This other side, this fan voice. So
like what if Frost never did that rant about sexism in gaming?
Right. That's actually like a really, and for that I would need to bring you in to more or less
need to dust off my Frost wig. That would be great.
I did love your Frost, and I loved your Greta. Your Greta's great, and your lesser known one. What was the one I reached out to you about? I reached out to you about one of them, and
was it Alyssa Mercante?
Yes, Mercante, and your Mercante was really good too.
Thank you. It's I'm really inspired by unstable women, and like Grace Randolph, and really all the characters are like there's a chunk of me in there too. It's not really who I see the person as, but like how I think they could be or should be. It's like doing character work is wild, but this is not about me. This is about you.
We're
Couple more supers. Stewie felt for 5 at 16, I could eat 2 Sonic burgers after school and be starving by the time the soup, beans, pork chops, and cornbread came around 4 hours later. That seems normal. Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
For teenage. 16-bit mascot for 5. Hey, Chrissy, cheers to the baby. And ahoy, Craig. Always enjoy the Sidescrollers show, which I watch on Rumble since you complained about it.
Rumble. Listen, I think Rumble is great. Have you been like following what's been going on over at Rumble lately?
No, not really.
So I'm fascinated by Rumble. I think Rumble cause, and I mentioned this today on our post show that we do. I think the Rumble cause is really great. I think but I do think that they should lean into what they're doing. But I do think that there's some shady things happening over on Rumble that nobody's really talking about. And that is, I think they're view botting the shit out of people on their platform. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like, if you saw Chris Pavlovsky, he's the CEO, the other day, they announced they have this like lineup throughout the day of people who are streaming like just to
I did see that. It's like Quartering, Tim Pool.
Right. And
I forget
like,
who else.
Yeah, Tim Pool, Crowder, Quartering, and so they had them all like getting 100,000 views, specifically like the Quartering. And he's like, the Quartering has 90,000 people watching them. I'm like, the Quartering doesn't have 90,000 people watching him. He not anywhere close. And today, like we were looking at it, and they have the live viewer count on Rumble, and you can almost see it going up by like the thousands. And the way it moves, it doesn't move like a real viewership counter. And the chat doesn't reflect the people that are watching it. So I don't know. I think they're spending some marketing money to kind of boost their numbers a little bit. That's just me. It's just a theory, but just from me looking at how they're,
I have heard other people say that too. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, I do think that their cause is really noble. I said, I wish that they would hand out deals to people that weren't, that were already on their platform, as opposed to people that aren't on their platform. You know what I mean, the best way to get seen on Rumble is to not be on their platform. So.
Right. It's like with comedy, just get so big or get to a point where you're so talented or doing so well that you're just unavoidable, where people come and kind of seek you out. And until that happens, like just keep your head down, keep working. Matthew Hammond, Craig, what are your top 5 video games?
Okay, off the top of my head, Mario World, Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, a couple classics right there. Apex Legends is probably in my top 5. I love Apex. That's in the last 5 years or so. Let's see, I'm trying to think of something outside of the Super Nintendo era, which is great. Mario 3, love Mario. See Mario 35.
It's a me. How many Mario games are there?
All of them. All the Mario games. I love them all. Yes. So pretty much anything by Nintendo, I love. So and Street Fighter. Nintendo and Street Fighter.
How you can Stewie felt for 2. Sword Fight is taken by Jim Norton and his wife. Oh, that makes sense. Andrew Von Halen for 5. A wise man in monochrome once said, "Don't complain about the culture. Become the culture."
Yes, correct.
Ooh,
that's the great
like
advice. Who people also have turned on. People have turned on Razor. Like we had
why?
Well, I don't know. I think he's him and Melanie. They did some pretty Christian stuff online. Like they kind of voiced it. I think from what I understand, and I don't know the whole ins and outs. It's like,
so Razor
that's the thing about
Christian. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he's like super religious. Yeah. But like, I guess they were going up against the whole Goonergate. Did you see the whole Goonergate thing a couple months ago?
Goonergate. I can't keep up with all the gates. A gooner is somebody who
so many gates.
It has to do with male pleasure. Gooning.
Yeah,
I know.
Like
wait. We talked about this on a show. We had a whole gooning episode, and now I've forgotten what it means. What is gooning?
Well, people got pissed at Razor, and he was like, he was going to step away from he was on our show pretty every Tuesday, and like the timing just like really lined up, and he ended up stepping away because he's going to be stepping away anyways, but it just like coincidentally looked like he stepped away because of that. So either way, yeah, it was pretty amazing. So people get mad about everything on the internet.
It's true. Stewie felt for 5. I wish I had Chrissy to blow on my cartridge back in the day. Lol. If I could turn back time.
Wow.
It's too late. I did look up gooning.
What did you find?
It is it has to do with sexual pleasure.
Yes, I believe you're correct.
Gooning may be most simply defined as the state usually achieved after a prolonged edging session
Oh,
when a man becomes completely hypnotized by the feeling radiating his Johnson.
okay. This is
Oh,
all
so
news to me,
so it
isn't
has to do with edging.
Okay. All right. I truly don't know all these terms, but
Gooning.
this is
You
good.
you edge so much that you enter a trance-like state.
Oh wow, sounds pretty awesome if I'm being honest.
It sounds like the kind of I was talking about this on Simpcast where I'm like I'm into kink shaming now. I'm like if you're a person who's like so into your kinks, like your priorities are probably not where they should be. Like you probably
Sure,
have too much time on your hands. And
sure.
I feel the same way about gooning. If you have time to goon, you're probably not going for your goals. You're probably not working as hard as you should be. You're probably not spending as much time with your friends and family as you should.
Right, right. Oh man. Well, there are those people who are like told like they wear the dog masks and stuff, and they're
Oh,
like,
yeah, they're gooning.
"It's my identity." Okay.
A
Did you
gooned
see that?
out man is very okay. Well,
Did you see that story about how the state of
I'm
Texas is
done reading
passing a
this.
law about you're not allowed to identify as a dog or a cat in
No.
school? Oh yeah, like the Texas House, like the idea that this has to be brought into the law that you can't like dress as a dog going to school. I was like, what happened to dress code? Like when I was like when I went to
Right?
school, you couldn't have non-natural colored hair. You couldn't have hair past your
Exactly.
shoulders. And like,
Mhm.
did we just like let all this stuff go? I don't. It's crazy.
Mhm. And now look, the Yankees are allowing beards again.
Freaking Yankees. It always comes back to the Yankees thing.
Mhm. Master Goa. Chrissy, thank you for oh boy. Uniting Ricada with Imholt. The comedy that ensued from that is amazing. Craig, I believe you are a Mercanti target.
Oh,
Whoa.
of course I am. Yeah, I made the cardinal sin of inviting her on the show a long time ago, but like which she declined, by the way. Mercante, dude, like get a life, lady. Like seriously, that's the thing. Like, what did you do this past weekend? Let me tell you what I did. I spent the weekend with my family. It was
Oh.
awesome. And you spent the weekend trying to dig up dirt on people. Who has the priorities right? Oh, that's right. You don't
Mhm.
have a family, so so you can't do that. But it's just it's so fucking sad. It really is. And
She's a sad woman.
I think that's the saddest thing is I feel sad for these people. Not just her, but just in general. Like this is what they do, and they feel like a victim so often that they just want to strike back. I'm the victim. I'm always the victim. Okay, keep being the victim.
It must be tiring for them. Yeah, Master Gower, that's funny that you mentioned that because Verkada was just on The Biggest Problem in the Universe, and I'll have to do like another show where I cover that, and it is funny because we joke about that I ruined Nick's life because I introduced him to the Imholtz, and we were all supposed to do a show together in Minnesota,
Mhm.
and it was gonna be Nick's like first stand-up show. And then my dad was murdered and I couldn't, and then I had to fly home and not do the show. And it was a sold out show. It like pained me. And I was like,
Listen,
well,
I'm going to be really. I'm going to be real. I did not see that twist coming in that story right there. I did not see the
I know.
listen. I
I
feel like I
haven't
knew that in
processed
the
it
back
yet.
of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That was
I know it's wild.
strong.
I think it gives me a lot of street cred. I think it makes me like I'm black now because my dad was murdered in a homicide. I feel like that makes me cooler in a sense.
I'm so sorry. I don't. I'm so
It's
sorry for your
it is
loss.
horrible. I don't it wasn't even that long ago. It was October of 2023. It's 4 months after I got married.
I feel like I I feel like I knew this, but I also feel like I just packed that in the back of my brain because
How
I just
how
didn't
are
ever
you
want
supposed
to
to
hear
keep
that
track
again.
of everybody's trauma? There's enough going on already.
That's a great point. And I think that's the one thing that so many people think about, like, so we interact with a ton of people on a day-to-day basis. I don't care about their personal life. I don't keep track of what they say online at all times. And people, they feel like that's what I do. Like I have a pulse on literally everybody's, what everybody's doing at all time. And they're like, did you hear about this? I'm like, no, no, I was too busy doing life,
It is
So,
hard, and there is
yeah, well,
pressure. There's certainly pressure to know like what all the creators in your space are doing, and you gotta watch all their videos. You gotta know what everyone's talking about. It's like it's a lot. It's a lot, yo. Okay,
sorry
hold on.
about your dad.
Oh, thank you. I sometimes talk to the detective. I don't know. There hasn't really been much progress, and I feel like it's probably at this point like cold, and they maybe don't care anymore. But
Mm.
I don't know. I guess I could always hire a private investigator. I could find out how much that's going to cost.
I was about to make a really poor joke, but I
Do
decided
it. Do it.
no. But I was just gonna play this.
That's the perfect sound effect.
It's like, sorry, Chrissy. Oh,
Oh, why did I bring up the murder? Right, because that's
yeah.
the night that Nick met the Imholes, and then
Well, Master Gawa, thanks for bringing that up. Thanks for
yeah,
bringing it all the
thanks
way
a
around
lot.
with your super chat. Appreciate that.
Thanks a lot. Zach Revive. Chrissy, I lolled when you told Uwe Boll on Sidescrollers you'd help him find where the Jews were hiding. Craig, did your head explode when she did this? Oh, that was like such an easy one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. We've had Uwe Boll on a few times, and every time it's always an adventure. He comes on and with an agenda to talk about whatever it is he wants to talk about. No matter what questions we have for him, he's gonna find his way there. It's great.
Is he he's a German guy, right?
Yeah, he's the German film director. He's great, man.
Yes. Did that make him feel uncomfortable?
Look, I don't think
Probably.
anything makes
Okay.
Uwe Boll feel uncomfortable, like
Okay.
ever.
Because I'm
So
German too. It's fine. It's my people right there.
I love the fact that I can DM him right now. I actually have backstory with him, like history with him. Back in
Ooh.
2008, he was making a movie to like 2006, 2007. Like when I first started online, he was making a movie about a game called Far Cry. And I sent him an email and I was like, hey, can we be in your movie? And he's like, sure, come to Vancouver.
Wow.
And we like crowdfunded like $2,000 in 2006 to go to Vancouver. And it was awesome. So we showed up and we were on this movie set and got fitted for wardrobe, the whole thing.
Wow.
The craft services were in a scene that eventually got cut. So pretty
Oh,
fun.
come on. That stinks.
Yeah, it was pretty good stuff.
Oh. Stewie felt, Chrissy, you should do a stream with as Grace. Okay. Do people want to see an hour of Grace? I don't know about that. Matthew Hammond for 10. Rumble opened monetization to everyone a month or two ago, so it does not require a contract to make money off them. The recent contracts were to move existing subscriptions to Rumble Premium. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Matthew. He's always knows. Matthew's always on the pulse of what's going on.
Matthew's good. Yeah.
Jefferson C. Post. Craig, you remind me of the old internet of Newgrounds and Homestar Runner. Oh my God, Homestar Runner. And fun irrelevance and none of this modern pearl clutching on all sides. I loved Homestar Runner. The cheat! The light switch is for you to turn the lights on and off, not so you could throw light switch raves.
You just want to spend the next 10 minutes watching, 20 minutes, hour, 2 hours, whatever, just watching Homestar Runner.
The system is down. The system.
Yes.
Oh God, it was so good. It was so funny and stupid. That is my favorite kind of internet.
Yes. Yeah. With Trogdor. Yeah. The Burninator.
Trogdor! Burning all the towns, burning all the people.
Oh, yes. That was Hey, well, that Jefferson, thank you for that. That's very nice.
Jefferson.
I do feel like I am the bridge to the classic internet that still exists. Most people don't know that
You're
bridge
right.
still there. So
Before it was all politics and Twitter, it was Homestar Runner.
yeah, it was
And
Homestar
it was
Runner. It was
in your top 8.
yep.
And it
Overall,
was having a song on your profile.
yeah. It was sites like Screw Attack, sites like
Ask Jeeves.
Yeah. Rooster Teeth, the sites like that where before like the internet got consolidated into like a dozen main sites, like Twitter and YouTube and Google, right? You actually had it's a little bit of personality, right? And you could go to these individual websites, and like the indie website still existed, and like we're long past that point now. Everything's got to be corporate and clean and mainstream.
Yeah, pronouns.
Right.
Oh yeah, remember how janky the websites used to look?
Can I show you my first website?
Okay.
Yeah.
Only if there's nudity.
No, there's not, but I'm sure
Okay.
we can, I think you'll giggle. I think you'll giggle about this because it was called Screw Attack. And here is, I found this.
Remember Teen Girl Squad? Teen Girl Squad! I have a crush on every boy. It was basically the same voice for every character.
Yes, it was. So here you go. I just share my screen real quick. This is the first iteration of my website in 2006. Screw Attack.
Wow, and how quickly you were able to bring this up.
Well, I was on the internet.
Whoa.
So look at what we had over here. So Sidescrollers was the podcast, and obviously Sidescrollers has been brought back here in the last 2 years. So, but every month, this is where we were, April 20th. So this is almost like what, 19 years old at this point right here, right? 2006. Look at this. We had a thing called the Gay Game of the Month, where you could call something gay. It was great.
Wow.
So yeah,
when things were gay.
Everything is still gay. Yeah, for sure. So it's only gotten more gay over time. But and then we graduated to this sweet bad boy of like, look at how much personality and colors on that website.
This is cool.
Yeah. We had a feature called Game Jew.
Wait. What was Game Jew about?
You can still find his stuff on YouTube, which is great. Hold on. I'm going to need
He would just keep charging you.
No. He was actually a really sweet guy. So he was a guy named Jonathan Mann, and I want to see if I can find this because he was
a landlord.
He was not. He was a starving artist by the truest of true. Oh, here we go. This is I want to play this theme song for you here, and this is the first episode of Game Jew.
Ooh,
listen to this.
Game Jew.
Mario, he's Italian. What's a Jewish boy to do?
Oh my God.
And the overalls, and you get Game Jew.
Oh, now he looks Italian.
Yeah.
Game Jew. I'm not that different from you. I like video games and Maserati. I'm Game Jew. I've been
So
oh my God.
That's the stupidest thing in the world.
That's great.
Oh my God. But it's so 2000, it's so internet 2006.
It's so 2000 and late.
Yes. Oh, sorry. I stopped sharing my screen on that. But yeah. But it's funny because he was like the effeminate like theater kid, just looking for a chance. But he brought that to me when we were like looking for like people to be on our website at the time. And he had an intro and it was edited and he had music and I was like, okay. So we decided to work with him. And I don't know what he's doing these days, but probably talking about some war.
Probably collecting rent in the Bronx. Stewie fell for 5. Chrissy, please try to get Werner Herzog on. At least do a reaction to his stuff. I've heard of this person. Okay, I'm going to write it down.
I like coming on your show. This is fun. We're just sitting here talking about nothing.
This is so random. I had topics prepared. I had like
Oh, well,
we were gonna actually.
let's do it.
This is better. I didn't get to talk about this on Simcast, so let's talk about it with you here. Did you see the Pikachu running through the streets of Turkey?
So I didn't see I saw somebody comment on it, but I didn't see the whole thing. What's going on with this?
This was during anti-Erdogan protests.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what the hell that is.
What's going on?
Okay, well, let's read the comments. Maybe we could get some context here.
You got community noted, huh?
Yes, it did.
Oh.
Turkish. No, they're community noting this.
Oh, okay. Has Pikachu become a face of the rebellion?
I guess so.
Fighting against the oppression of the man in Turkey.
Yellow. Okay, this is not helpful at all. People are not explaining to me what the hell happened. Did you guys know what happened with the Pikachu? Oh well.
No, I just love the idea that somebody had enough forethought to come in and create a Pikachu outfit and during the protest. I think that if all protests had some sort of Pokemon in it, they'd be taking a little more seriously, So we need to make that these Tesla protests that are happening, which by the way, working out great, guys.
They seem like what they were stopping right at noon, which is a little suspect. Yeah, and a few places they noticed they were stopping at noon, which means like it points to maybe they're being financially assisted.
Right. Wow, it's almost like there's something more nefarious going on. That's crazy.
Okay, so Pikachu has made its mark on the world agenda. The world press is announcing the protests in Turkey with Pikachu news. Still doesn't explain what is going on and why he was there.
What are they protesting about in Turkey? Do we know?
I don't know.
Pikachu just running for his life right there.
We're gonna figure this out. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Is he? Oh, he's standing next to Deadpool over there. Is that our distance?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Nice. And is that Spider-Man on an alien? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, this doesn't explain anything. The politics look more fun in Turkey if this is the hijinks they're getting up to.
I'm actually more confused right now, which is crazy.
I am more confused. I want a Pikachu mascot costume. Look, and everything's in Turkish.
Right.
I don't have time to do a Google Translate.
Well, here we go. Let's see what's going on. We'll use Grok.
Yes, Grok.
Let's see what we got. Grok says that. Thank you, Internet. The post highlights a viral moment from anti-Erdogan protest in Turkey, where a protester dressed up as Pikachu. Protests erupted after the arrest of opposition leader Ekrem İmamoğlu on corruption charges, seen as a political move to sideline him, sparking Turkey's largest anti-government demonstrations in over a decade. Images shown Pikachu alongside protesters with Turkish flags clashing in police. Is this going to be one of these things where you know how Pepe the Frog has become this thing of like alt, right? Is Pikachu going to become the alt-right of Turkey?
Or like the new Pepe. That's funny.
Pepe the Frog over here. That's hilarious. I love it. No, I had not seen that, and I'm glad that we could share that together. Thank you.
Now we figured it out. Okay. What else did I want to talk about? Liberal Karen. I don't know. Do we care about Sydney Sweeney and her fiance of 7 years splitting?
I mean, Sydney Sweeney is an incredible talent, and I think everybody
so talented. Both of them are very talented.
Can I be very honest about Sydney Sweeney? When
Yeah.
you look at her actual acting ability, she acts like a piece of wet noodle. She does not
She's
have
like
a
a
whole lot of
meh
range.
actress.
Yeah, she's not in a whole lot of range, but she sure does have that personality, and that personality works in many, many ways. So I will embrace I can't speak for the divorce or whatever, but I think that's great news for some dude out there who is looking for a lovable
Yeah,
woman with personality.
there's a chance that maybe some of our viewers could be the next could be Mr. Sweeney.
What if Master Gawa came in and was like, "Yo, Sydney, what's up?" She's like, "Hey, all right, let's go."
Why
Just
did
saying.
they call off the wedding? Jonathan Davino, they've ended things for good after called off their wedding earlier this month. That means how much did they already pay for? She's exactly where she wants to be. Most people would feel overwhelmed by her working schedule this year. This sounds like a cope, but not Sid. She's all about working right now. I'm very excited about her projects. Yeah, okay. Um, the source added, what we did make her overwhelmed though was her relationship and her wedding. Yeah, that means it probably wasn't right. But then 7 years together, that seems like why would you spend so much time?
I'm with you
She-
on that. I think that if you get to a point where you're in the second half of a decade, you should probably have done something at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I mean, and then I look at relationships that I've stayed in that were completely wrong for me. But like you could do a bad relationship. I could do 2 years on my standing on my head in a bad relationship. Like that's nothing. But once you get
Yeah.
I think once you get into like that 3rd year, 4 years, it's like, "Ooh."
I had a long distance relationship of 3 years before I met my wife. I had a very long-term relationship, like over 3 years with but it was a long distance. So we only saw each other like every couple of weeks. And this is, pre FaceTime, pre internet, like we would, I didn't even text. We would just call, we'd talk on the phone and stuff, but I'd fly up and see her every couple of weeks. Right. And that was a 3-year relationship. And that ended because I was like, okay, we got to make a decision here. And it did not end well for her. So
Yeah. I used to date a guy who lived in DC, and I was always looking up like cheap bus tickets. Like I was so
mm.
enthusiastic about getting these $1 and $5 bus tickets, but then I didn't realize like I was the one taking the bus to see him all the time.
It dawned on you like, oh, I'm the one losing all this money for going. Yeah.
And I'd be
Right.
like, wow, what a steal. But like, God, these were like, a bus to DC is not quick. It's like, I think at least it's like 4 or 5 hours or something.
Yeah, I'd do the plane ticket up to Kansas City. It was a different time, man. It's weird how like relationships have changed so much over in the last 10, 15 years, just with dating apps. Like I feel so fortunate. I don't have to get tossed into that wood chipper.
Ooh, I never was on Tinder. I met Frank like right as Tinder was coming out.
Man, I like
And
that's
that whole thing.
I've always wanted to do some sort of like relationship show, and I think that'd be really fascinating to do as somebody who has never done any of that nonsense, right? Um, to be able to learn about over almost 60% of relationships start on online apps now, and you
Whoa.
go back like 20 years ago, and that was seen as like really taboo and weird.
And you were a loser if you met
Yes.
somebody online.
Yes, it's crazy.
I met my husband on a really old app called In Person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh, never heard of that. No.
Yeah.
No, I got fortunate. I met my wife in this thing called Real Life. It was awesome. We actually saw each other and everything. It was great.
Some of the young people may not be familiar
Yes. Yeah. It's
with it, but it's
what a crazy world, man. What a crazy world.
Okay, let's see. What else is going on? Sydney Sweeney. She was overwhelmed. Yeah, 7-year engagement. That's a red flag right there.
I agree. I think once you pass, this actually brings up a better question. How long is too long to be engaged? It's like
I think 2 years is like would be the absolute max. Only if you're in a situation where like maybe somebody is in like the military, and then there's like
Right.
a long kind of some kind of a work thing. Um,
I could see that. But if you like live down the street from each other, I think you kind of got to commit
a
at some
year,
point,
a year. I think it's
Right.
like, yeah, depending on when you get engaged, right?
Mhm.
You're not gonna do winter to winter. You're gonna do winter, okay, and then that spring get married, or that summer. Um,
Yeah, I think that's obviously definitely a woman thing, right? Most guys don't care about the wedding, at least not a whole lot. There's the exception, right? I don't know how did your husband care a whole lot?
he cared, but not in a gay way. Like he cared about some things. I picked the napkin color, I picked like the theme colors, I picked the flowers, the
Mhm.
things that I really wanted to do. He didn't like care to do. Like the flowers weren't important to him.
You know what I chimed in on?
But we did the cake testing together. We
Yep.
picked the food together.
Uh-huh. Yep. Cake and food. There it is right there. That's pretty much all I cared about right there. Cake and
Yeah. Well,
food.
he's Italian, so like that's the most important thing.
Bada boom. Hey.
Hey, I'm walking
Hey.
in.
Hey.
Hey, food. There was we got married at Bear Mountain in New York, so the other places we looked at were like classic wedding venues, and the Italians usually do a long, like a big ass cocktail hour and like a Viennese hour, but the venue we did like didn't offer that, so I was worried like that the Italians were not going to be happy with it, but it was good. It was so great.
It's been a long while since I've been in a wedding, and I think that's something that how in wedding singers they go, or not wedding singers, wedding crashers, how they go around to each of the weddings, and like they're at an Italian wedding, then an Asian wedding, and there's all these different cultures.
Oh yeah.
I think I'd like not to do the wedding crashers thing, but actually go to different weddings of different cultures just to kind of experience just how like the subtle differences between the two. Like you mentioned, like the Italian, just open bar that people are
So
just
much food.
right. Everyone's eating their meatballs and drinking their vino.
When we were looking at venues, we asked the woman that worked in one of the venues, like, who are the worst? Like, who are the worst types of people to have to have weddings? And she said, Indians and Albanians have the biggest weddings. They'll have like 600-person weddings. They invite everyone they've ever spoken to, and they said like the worst. She actually said like the worst people. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I say this in a way that people aren't gonna jump to conclusions. But like messiest, filthiest, like I'm talking about throwing full diapers, in the corner of the room, like just absolutely disgusting people are or like I don't know if it's Orthodox or Hasidic Jews, one of them.
That's Chrissie Mayr over on X. That's no.
And God, what was the other group? No, it wasn't. Fuck, Frank, if you're listening and you remember, tell me who the other group of people were. I forget. It was funny, right? And I don't think it was black people. No, I think it was another group. I hope he's watching and he can tell me. But that was really interesting to learn.
I love it.
I'm like diapers. Really, you're gonna throw diapers in the corner of the room? Like how just disgusting.
I'm just imagining like at this nice reception, some Jewish lady taking her kid and slapping the kid down on the table, just changing him right on the table and taking it, just tossing this diaper in the corner. Just a little pee-pee, whatever. Yeah.
I one time changed the baby. I think what we were maybe in a Friendlies. I used a back table, but it was like closing time. There was like nobody around.
Sure.
And there was no duty, so it's not like there was any mess flying out.
So in other news, not Chrissie Mayr. What's her name? Got divorced.
Yes, Sydney Sweeney. Right. Oh, wait, let's stop talking about the Jews. For now. Let's see. Career. Here, this guy, it doesn't seem that special. He's wearing sunglasses all the time.
I just have
Jonathan.
to remind everybody that I did have Game Jew on my website.
Right. Game Jew. Davino. They're together 7 years. She's not ready to settle down. How old is she? They've only lasted this long because it was hard for her to break it off. They didn't split because there is no love. They split because she wants to focus on her career. Bullshit. That means she was just not that into him. It fizzled. They didn't work on getting closer. maybe they're both traveling a lot. They were spread out. That's what I'm guessing. They just didn't. I think it probably lost momentum. Like maybe if they had, gotten engaged and got married right away, like then their love would have grown and taken on a new life. But they got crusty. They were engaged for too long.
That's what happens. Got to put a ring on that thing.
Yeah, if you're not working towards doing it, what are you doing?
That's right.
Wow. It was recently reported the pair had called off the wedding due to major issues. What if she just caught him with a dude? Sydney and Jonathan have been having major issues, not fully split. Things are not great. They are not throwing in the towel. Yeah, it sounds like somebody cheated.
I would guess that's probably.
They're working on the. Yeah, that's what major issues are. The source noted, she's 27. Yeah, she'll bounce back.
Yeah,
she was extremely busy and couldn't handle the stress.
Mm.
Oh, they're supposed to get married in the spring. That's now.
It only took 7 years, dude.
The spring is now, so things are probably paid for. Yeah, and it's probably coming time to do it, and she realized, uh-oh. Things are so tense between them. She's promoting a movie that she has to give her full attention. Yeah, okay. It just fizzled. They didn't work on it, and somebody probably dabbled elsewhere. The duo who got engaged in 22 after being linked in the fall of 2018, they made it through the pandemic and didn't get married. Unbelievable. They were photographed together on January 20th when the Euphoria. Oh, that's what she's from, Euphoria. Okay.
You mentioned the pandemic, and I know that we just crossed. We're like 5 years ago. We're in the heat of this thing.
Wow.
Right? Like that was. Like I think that I know for a fact that was kind of the red pill moment for me. Probably like 5 years to the day where I was like, wait, this is longer than 2 weeks.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute.
Hey, you mean I don't know if these people have the right idea for all of us, poor folk out here, Oh my God. It always pre-pandemic world and post-pandemic world where
you had like little kids during the pandemic. Are they traumatized by it?
Nah, we kept them pretty sane. I mean, but just the idea, like, I don't know what idiot thought it would be a good idea to put a kid in front of a monitor for freaking kindergarten. Like, that'll work. You can keep them in kindergarten. Like, okay,
yeah,
idiots. Like, I remember, like, I remember looking at my kid. We tried the whole like Zoom thing for like 2 days, and I was like, what are they possibly learning? There's nothing that can be gained from this right now. They're not learning anything that they're supposed to be learning in kindergarten, and we just shut it down. We were like, I ain't doing that nonsense. So that was crazy.
Look at this.
Yes.
She was staying in Beverly Hills just a couple weeks ago. She was staying in a hotel rather than one of her 2 properties in LA. She was alone. And she was also spotted at this famed Polo Lounge, pool and bar. She was spotted over the weekend with her former co-star Glenn Powell. Look at this. Look at this.
Where's her hand?
Where's her hand? Exactly. They're on a tour. They're sightseeing together. Okay, I think we know what's going on here.
Jeez.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So they became a hot topic when they starred together in Anyone But You. She fell in love with her co-star in 2023. Whoa. Sydney and what a great quote. Sydney and Davino's relationship became a hot topic of conversation in 23 due to her undeniable chemistry. She had undeniable chemistry with Anyone But You co-star Glenn Powell. Oh my goodness. Sweeney and Powell later admitted they leaned into the chatter to promote the rom-com. Yeah, easy to lean in when you're giving hand jobs on a sightseeing bus. However, rumors ramped up this week that they were seen together at his sister's wedding in Dallas. Okay, we know what's going on.
Wait, Sydney was in Dallas and we didn't know? That's ridiculous.
She should have done your show. Despite the chatter, Sweeney and Davino have always been plagued by breakup rumors due to the ultra-private nature of their relationship. Chicago-based producer seldom attended public events with Sweeney, and they rarely stepped out together. Oh, man. So it's been on life support probably for years. Yeah, they don't even look good together.
Wow.
She looks way better with this guy.
These are the important topics that I love about your show, Chrissy. We cover the important things.
She hardly wore her engagement ring.
Oh,
okay.
Damn. Unbelievable.
Wow. She just wasn't that into him. However, their decision to remain out of the public eye led to unfounded split speculation. Okay. We know what's going on here. We figured it out, guys. Everybody go home. We figured it out.
We did it. We'll tell you what. Chrissy's people will reach out to Sydney Sweeney's people and see what the real deets are here. First off, I love the idea that you have your people, and you're gonna like make a call to Wanda or something like that, and Wanda make a call to Jeffrey.
You're looking at my people is me and my husband. That's my people.
Right. That's the way it should be. It's good. Love it.
Oh my God. Okay, so my producer Fealty in the back. He's in the back working hard. He found something that Sweeney is going to get together with Glenn Powell. Ooh. Okay, so that they're going to be hot and heavy. That, oh my God, the way she looks at him. Okay. All right, we know what's going on. We don't need to read that article. Oh, April of 2023, there were already rumors about Powell going around. Okay. Wow. Yeah, she should have ended it a long time ago.
Well, hey, now she's off that leash, ready to pounce, as they say, huh? Ready to prowl.
She's single and ready to pringle.
It's pringle and mingle and all those things. So
okay, what did I want to actually talk with you about? I
don't know, but I'm just enjoying wherever we're going. This is good.
Yeah, we're on a journey. We're on a journey. Oh, hold on. Let me think.
Okay.
Yes, John Boyega talking about, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Okay. Just so you know, I want to be we talked about this briefly on the show today. Look, I'll be very honest with you, totally transparent. I've seen each Star Wars one time. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I've never had that.
Good. You don't need to be, because this is what this issue is about race. Okay.
And listen, there's one thing I know. It's a lot about race.
We've talked about the Jews. Now we're talking about race. Here we go. I won't stop till you leave uncomfortable. Okay. John Boyega says Star Wars is so white that a black person existing in it is a big deal. Toxic fans are okay with us playing the friend, but we can't touch their heroes. I don't know. I think, you should just be grateful to be cast in a Star Wars movie, and you've now been made a household name. You probably made millions of dollars.
Well, that won't ever stop anybody from being the victim.
True.
Right.
Being the victim is very profitable. John Boyega called out Star Wars for being so white during an interview as part of a new Apple TV documentary called Number One on the Call Sheet, Black Leading Men in Hollywood. Boyega debuted as Finn in Star Wars The Force Awakens and reprised the character in The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. His role in the sequel trilogy led to online harassment from racist and toxic Star Wars fans upset with a black actor playing a lead hero. No, I don't think people were upset that he was black. I think they were upset that the character was shitty.
I'll say this. I think that one of the most popular iconic characters in Star Wars was black. Darth Vader, just saying,
Right. And also the Chewbacca was a Wookiee of color.
You can't even tell me that he didn't have some sort of street cred. That Wookiee.
Chewbacca was a brown person. Okay. So
yeah, I'm with you on that.
Why can't we recognize the diversity that exists?
Well, hopefully we can reckon with it and move on and let the past be the past or whatever it is.
Let me tell you, Star Wars always had the vibe of being in the most whitest elite space. It's a franchise that's so. Imagine somebody going around being like, Get Out was a black movie. You'd be
right.
or like, what's a real black movie? Your Mama's House, or
The idea. I got to be honest. I think it'd be great if he did make black Star Wars. I think wouldn't that be awesome?
Yes, I would love to see it like an all black Star Wars.
What if Tyler Perry just came out and made the new Galaxy adventure or something like that? And
yeah, Medea goes to space.
I'm just saying, I think that's brilliant.
I would watch that.
Yes, I think that'd be one of the sleeper hits of 2025 if they made that happen. Yeah,
it's a franchise that's so white that a black person existing in it was something. Boyega said in the document. What about Lando? Lando was a black person. What the fuck are you talking about? What an
Lando,
idiot.
Mace Windu.
Yeah. See, you know about Star Wars.
I mean, I'm looking at a Star Wars page right now. So.
There you go. You know enough. You can't always tell. It's something when some Star Wars fan try and say, well, we had Lando Calrissian and Samuel L. Jackson. It's like telling me how many cookie chips are in the cookie dough. It's like they're just scattered in there, bro. What do you want? You want black Star Wars is what it sounds like.
Well, and keep in mind, once again, James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader. I kind of joked about him being in all black, but it truly was a black guy.
Yeah.
Lando, golly, it's crazy.
It was black enough.
Apparently the guy who played Jar Jar Binks was also black. I mean, what are we doing here? I don't even know. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Misa stay. They're okay with us playing the best friend, but once we touch their heroes, once we lead, once we trailblaze, it's like, oh my god, it's just a bit too much. No, what people are not okay with is unnecessary race swapping. Okay, again, make your own black Star Wars movie, call it something else, but like create your own thing. Don't just take an original and not be loyal to the lore and the storyline and the characters which have been established.
I'm going to be very honest. I would probably buy the first ticket to Black Star Wars. I would. I think that's a brilliant idea. And the fact that Tyler Perry hasn't done some sort of... You don't think that if Tyler Perry went to Disney and was like, look, I want to make Black Star Wars, they wouldn't be like, yes, absolutely. 1,000%.
Yeah. Imagine if it were replaced, like, we want to do a Medea's family reunion, but everyone's white.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, instead of meet the Browns, meet the whites. Or instead of Medea goes to jail, how about Medea changes her fire alarm battery,
or holds a barbecue or something like that. Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
Medea gets her taxes in a timely manner.
I don't know if that title has a whole lot of sway to it, but I like the way you're thinking here. I think it'd be really good. Yeah.
But no, we can't make the Tyler Perry films all white, but it's never enough for some people. Okay.
And I do think it'd be funny to look at let's see, just Tyler Perry white characters. Just curious to see how many there is. And like, let's just see if let's just say someone in a Tyler Perry movie that played like a white fringe character was like, listen, I'm really tired. And listen, in Tyler Perry movies, they just want us to be the best friend. They don't want us to be a leading role. Can you imagine how silly that would sound? Oh my God.
Medea joins Congress. Medea's conjugal visit.
Oh my gosh. The fact there's an article I have from 2016 says Tyler Perry defends all white cast in new TV show. Like the idea that Tyler Perry had to defend a show that had white people in it is really freaking amazing.
Well, because it's just not allowed anymore. Okay, they're pandering, the actor added, while also acknowledging that being cast in the franchise was a fundamental moment to his career. So it's like you can't have it both ways. And like you're in a privileged enough position to have been very much springboarded by this opportunity, but now you're going to complain about it.
Of course.
Probably because he hasn't been cast in anything lately. Boyega first aired his grievances to GQ in 2020 about Disney fumbling of diversity in the Star Wars trilogy. He said at the time, "What I would say to Disney is do not bring out a black character, market them to be much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed to the side. It's not good. I'll say it straight up. You guys knew what to do with Daisy Ridley. Yeah, well, she sucked too." And people were like, hardcore fans were not happy with her either. You knew what to do with Adam Driver. Adam Driver is actually a great actor. Boyega continued, but when it came to Kelly Marie Tran, when it came to John Boyega, you knew fuck all. So what do you want me to say? What they want you to say is I enjoyed being a part of it. It was a great experience. Nah. I'll take the deal. I'll take that deal when it's a great experience. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver, all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. Let's be honest, Daisy knows this. Adam knows this. Everyone knows. I'm not exposing anything. You just sound like a spoiled brat, John Boyega. He later revealed to The Hollywood Reporter that a Disney executive reached out to him following his GQ interview. He said he had a very honest, very transparent conversation with the Disney executive and added, there are a lot of explaining on their end in terms of the way they saw things. They gave me a chance also to explain what my experience was like. I'd hope that me being so open with my career at this stage would help the next man, the guy that wants to be the assistant dope, the guy that wants to be a producer. I hope this conversation, blah, blah, blah.
Can I,
oh my God, he educated them. We're so grateful.
Of course. I know that he's been oppressed. I get it. All right. I'm sorry.
So oppressed.
It's tough, John, and we get it. I always like to play the Price is Right game on Sidescrollers, where we play what is John Boyega's net worth.
Oh,
so if I can put on the host hat for a second, I do love to do. Chrissie Mayr, John Boyega's net worth, according to CelebrityNetWorth.com, is what?
Well, I don't know how accurate this is.
Well, we can only go off what the internet tells us, and we all know that the internet is accurate at all times.
Celebrity net worth, for example, like if I type my name into this, I think it says like millions of dollars. Oh, no matches found. All right, that's accurate. Okay.
So, John Boyega, what do you think?
20 million.
John Boyega, you have overshot. John Boyega, $8 million.
Okay.
So, hey, but listen.
That's not bad.
He's had a tough go of it. All right.
Just how do you even begin to live off $8 million?
Now, he is only 33 years old. So he has plenty of time to make up more money in the long run.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of oppression, Daisy Ridley, 9 million.
Oh, God. Well, that's more.
Yes. How dare that white woman? Adam Driver, the cardinal sin, the white-ish man. I think he's white. I don't know. Who knows? $16 million. This one's interesting. Mark Hamill. What do you think Mark Hamill's net worth is?
Oh, God. 100 million?
Shockingly, only 20 million.
See, I don't think it's accurate then.
I don't know. Well, here's Harrison Ford, 300 million for that.
Okay.
So, just throwing out ideas, it's Harrison Ford, definitely
he's white.
Well, he is, and he's a better actor than Mark Hamill is. But anyways, yeah, good for John. I'm sorry, bad for John Boyega, and I will be praying for him.
Stewie fell for 2. They are fighting Bob. They are fighting Bob Levy getting all their teeth. I don't know what that's about. Thank you. Master Gawa. Ron Jeremy would make the best Mario. He'd fit in perfectly on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Jesus.
And Chrissy could be Batman. She just needs the gadgets.
I
could be Batman.
So Ron Jeremy was in like a Mario porno. Like
no.
Funny. Yeah.
Oh boy. He's so disgusting.
Oh.
Stewie felt for 2, talented hot actress Johansson. Yes, Scarlett, she's very beautiful. Spectral Citizen for 20. Thank you for the orange boy. I thought about that the other day, how great MySpace was, but everyone went to Facebook and it became what it is today. Sucks. Yep. The top 8, it really meant something to be in someone's top 8. Stewie felt Chrissy, but in the mid aughts, 48 hours. Oh, you mean like I don't even know what that means. Thank you though. Jefferson C post for 5. I remember college friends all being about the super cheap Feng Hua buses back in the day, though one friend was on one that caught fire. How fun. See, these are memories. Junior for 2, the Daily Wire is not offering you a contract now. Hey, I'm just repeating what was said to me about a person that worked at a wedding venue. I'm not making that up. Stewie Felt, 3 words, BBC. Stewie Felt again is always a co-star or a director. See, that's what we sniffed it out. Stewie Felt Boyega was a good character, but he was made into a comedy relief by the Disney women. Oh, yeah. Stewie Felt Craig knows way more about Star Wars than he says.
No, I don't.
He's outing you. Master Gawa for 5. Star Wars 13%. How would that work? Would Darth Vader be the hero for being a father? Yes. More importantly, do they have fried chicken and watermelon in space? Of course they would. Right, Darth Vader. If Darth Vader was black, we wouldn't even see him. He would just disappear.
We used to be a proper country where we can make those jokes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but now can't do it.
Not now. You will get nasty comments on your Instagram for several days.
Mm-hmm. People get pissed.
Tony Morrow, Santa Barbara for 2. Wesley Snipes was oppressed when he played Blade.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Every black person is oppressed. Don't you guys? Come on. Did we not all live through 2020 together? Where's your black square?
Oh, don't even get me started on the black square. Oh man, so much to say about that.
I know. Okay, let's see. Should we mix it up? Let's mix it up with a little video.
Okay.
Do do do. Da da da.
What are we watching?
Beep beep beep.
Oh, this looks awesome.
I took my fiancé home to meet my family. Okay.
Oh,
I can't hear it.
neither can I.
Left with no fiance. I got engaged.
Wait, we're rewinding it.
I took my fiance home to meet my family, and I left with no fiance. I got engaged in February of this year to Mark. We had been dating for 3 years prior to getting engaged. It was honestly heavenly bliss until I took him to meet my family. Everyone was so welcome.
You wouldn't have your boyfriend meet your family after dating for 3 years?
That's a good question. I have a bigger question. What is she doing with her lips?
She's got some kind of lip stain on that she's peeling off.
Okay.
It's new to me too.
Okay. Sorry. I was distracted by
what's
what's
distracting for sure.
Yeah, okay.
And genuinely happy for us. Before the trip was over, my oldest brother suggested a camping trip up north with all of us siblings and all of our partners so that they could get to know my partner outside of like being with my parents. I was reluctant because I don't really spend this much time back home, but I eventually just agreed. The trip was going really well, so I decided to let my guard down and I started really enjoying my time in the mountains with my siblings. However, the day before the trip was over, everything changed. My sister and her husband were on their 17th argument of the day, and it was only 11 a.m. by this time. Her husband stormed out of the cabin and she just stayed there crying. I honestly don't do well with other people's emotions, so I suggested a hike so that we could kind of clear our heads. My fiance suggested that just us siblings go so that my sister could talk freely if she wanted to. I asked him if he was sure, and he said that he really needed to check some emails, so he would do that while we were out anyways. This is where the story kind of starts. Early on in the hike, my sister just said that she just wanted to go home, and I offered to walk her back to the cabin, and she said that she just wanted to clear her head. We continued our hike, and she walked back to the cabin, and then a little bit later on
I'm always amazed with how much makeup these girls do in these videos.
This is how you get tuned out. If I can be just very honest,
I've already tuned out. I'm waiting for a point.
If you can just get to the point with their story.
Get to the point.
Let's go, ladies. Just in general,
This better be worth it.
the hike. I just really wanted to go home and shower, but my brother and his wife wanted to keep exploring, so I went back to the cabin to go shower. My sister's car was still outside, even though it was a couple hours later on in the day, but I just ignored it. I figured that she just hadn't left yet. I go into the cabin and I hear some faint, familiar moans and a very familiar grunt. I went upstairs only to find my fiance and my sister together in the worst way. At that point, something broke inside of me, so I took a picture of what I saw and I quietly grabbed all of my stuff, went downstairs, left my ring on the counter, and left. As I was leaving, I sent the picture in my family group chat and then I just turned my phone off. The next day, I turned my phone on and I had 47 missed calls from my family and like 100 text messages from my fiance. Apparently, my sister's husband had gotten the text as he was returning back to the cabin, and I guess he was not nice to my fiance. Initially, I felt very justified in my actions. I hate it, but I did. Obviously, I know what they did was terrible. Me sending that photo in the family group chat was gross, and I just got innocent family members.
Okay.
Thoughts? Do you have thoughts?
Yes, I have thoughts. Like she's turning herself into the, like, she's the one who got, for lack of a better term, screwed over, right? And she's over here. Oh, what I did was horrible. Like, no, own it. All right, own it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
you were emotional. You were upset.
It's okay. It's okay. Like, don't.
Wow, though, that's bold to do it.
I think
Sounds like they're doing it in like the middle of the cabin. They didn't even like sneak away to a room or something.
Yeah. I think that is pretty silly, if I'm being honest. You know, just the idea of having the audacity. I mean, that had to have been brewing for a while. You don't just like on a whim get together with a fiance and then the sister or whatever.
Right.
That's crazy. All right. Well, I'm sorry. Now I got to hear the ending.
Okay, hold on.
Was involved for no reason, and they definitely didn't deserve to get dragged into this. My engagement is over and I removed myself from the family group chat, and I haven't even spoke to anyone about it since it happened. I took my fiance home to meet my family and I left with no fiance.
Wow. I don't know if it was worth it. I don't.
What, going to meet your family?
No, watching this video.
Well, I'll say no. I don't know, because I feel like she could have just been like, so I went on a family trip. My brother slept with my sister, and now
the end.
Yeah, that's it, right? So you know, yes, I get it. I feel very sorry for her. That's unfortunate.
The chat thinks she's lying. This is an interesting comment from Wonder Bucket. She's so calm that I'm wondering that if she wanted to drop her fiance and got her sister to seduce him just to catch him in the act.
Interesting. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is just that's the thing, is you never know what's just for clout and just for the idea of like, oh, you know, look at the attention I can draw on the sympathy points. Now, it would have been better if she, at the end, she was like, and I'm starting an OnlyFans.
Right.
And to get back from truly, my emotional damage has scarred me to the point of I'm now going to be taking off my clothes. And
my butthole pics are on sale.
That's right.
The promo code hole.
Sister.
Stewie fell for 5. It would have been funnier if she put on a clown mask. Yes, that's hilarious. Like she's just slowly like like the meme. That's funny. But see, this is why people need your relationship show, Craig.
Yes, right.
That should maybe be your new show.
Oh man. Yeah, that's I don't know if that's
what if you could do a relationship show, what would it be like?
I would have people from all different relationships, statuses, single, currently dating.
Just like the Whatever podcast.
I don't think I'd want to do like that. That doesn't make like the Whatever podcast of that show has turned into this like mess of just women go on, they go like, you're just a slut. And they're like,
they just go on to get verbally beat down.
Yes, and like, but they all know what they're trying to do. They're all trying to get that OF money, you know. When they go in, it's all just a bunch of whores going, oh, well, then they go like, I don't even know what to expect. It's like that show's been around for what, 2 years now, 3 years now, and by the way, kind of brilliant, you know, the idea. They've done an excellent job. Man, I wonder what that looks like as far as their donation side of things. That's oh, man, I bet that show's killing it. So
This is the they make thousands every episode. This is the girl. This is her shorts page, Jamie Nelson. I rejected my husband. New episode. Wow. Okay. I have no interest in even like watching any of this. I feel like I already know what this is.
yeah, what's her subscriber count? I can't read that.
She has 27.1K.
Okay. Just curious, would you like to see the super chat revenue for the Whatever podcast?
Yes.
So yesterday's super chat revenue for
How do you know this?
playboard.co. It's a tracker. Revenue last 7 days. This is just super chats. And keep in mind that they do an excellent job of driving to direct donations to keep that 30%. So just their super chat revenue in the last 7 days has been $2,100. But yesterday's super chat revenue was $1,300. So
holy shit,
doing pretty damn good. So
that's like rent.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm looking at their most recent super chat. Their revenue was $1,500, $2,000, $1,500, $500, $2,000.
Wow.
Yeah, they've done pretty well for themselves. And once again, that is only super chats, but they've definitely found a formula for monetization here.
Do you know if that's before or after YouTube's cut?
That's after YouTube's cut.
Wow, we'll get there one day.
Good for that dude. So
yeah, it's boring. It's a boring show. Craig, I'm so excited about your new shows. And not just because I might come on one of them, but this is going to be great. Everyone subscribe to Stuttering Craig. Follow him on Twitter. Follow the Sidescrollers podcast. Subscribe on YouTube. I can whistle, Albert. Do you suck in or blow out when you whistle? What? That's a tooth whistle.
Yeah, through my teeth.
That's such a dad thing. Only dads can do a tooth whistle.
I've never been able to like whistle properly. I've always just kind of yep. So sorry.
No, that's harder to do.
Yep. Hey, this is some good internet right here. I'll tell you what.
Oh my gosh. All right. Any final words or whistles?
Hey, we're just hanging out. We got Sidescrollers Monday through Friday. Would love for you to join us if you like common sense, if you like just laughing at stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
And more importantly, we have these new shows because while it is fun to laugh at stupidity, we also like to have fun. Our focus this year was fun. We have 2 new shows launching. Literally, one launching tomorrow. It launches at 2:00 in the afternoon, 2:00 Central. Blabs versus our poor, sweet Gen Z producer Blabs, sweet 28-year-old
innocent Blabs.
We're gonna send her, and we're gonna send her to play the classic games of yesteryear and watch her fail miserably. I'll tell you what, we got a great lineup of first 7 games. We recorded 8, but the 8th game didn't record. So we got 7 great episodes in the can. We're going to be recording some more remotely. And then we got Nerd Duel on Thursday, which Chrissie will be on this season for sure, 100% confirmed. And we'll get her locked in. And maybe she'll even be the champion. That's what I hope. By the way, the champion, so get this, the champion gets 100 gifted memberships to their channel. Gifted
wow.
So we're going to gift memberships to their channel, and every new member to Sidescrollers Plus that signs up between the start of the show and the end of the show, we're going to add a new gifted membership to that total. So if we have like 50 people sign up, we'll give away 150 to the winner. So if we have 500 sign up, we'll give away 600 gifted memberships. So we think it's pretty awesome. It incentivizes the audience to get behind their creators. It incentivizes the creator to win, and it incentivizes you guys to support content. So hopefully it works out pretty good. We'll see.
I love it. I'm so excited. Craig, thank you for joining me this evening.
I like this.
We talked about things I did not expect, but it was fun.
I loved everything about it. It was good stuff.
Thank you to the chat for your comments and questions and super chats. We appreciate you. And we will see Wait. What's coming up? Let me see. Let's see. Oh yeah, tomorrow I'll be at the Hartford Funny Bone with Jimmy Dore. And then
Oh.
Wednesday, I'm gonna have an interview with Cherie Curry. She is the Cherry Bomb, that singer.
Oh, wow, cool.
And yeah, she's a bit of a legend, I guess. And then Thursday, I'm going to see the Minecraft movie. All right. And other things that I'm working on. And one final super chat from Jim Crilly. Thanks for the 20. No question. Just cheers to the both of you. Thank you, Jim. You're the
Go,
coolest.
Jim. Good for you. Love that.
This was fun. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you all next time.